Okay, what should we do today? First check mic, it's reacting, that's nice. Okay, let's go deliver that quest. Okay, let's get some tin before someone else takes it. That's really nice compared to Turtle WoW. There are not so many players yet, so you can actually get ores. If you have not heard his music before, it's from the game Warcraft 2. How does that add up? 11 viewers and 2 views? So yeah, that was $50 out the window to rent the trailer. Don't go there! Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, I guess. Might as well just kill my way up. Oh, he's gray. He's gray. Damn, I listened to these songs so much when growing up and playing Warcraft 2. I remember playing the demo for Warcraft 2 and the store, one of the closest store, like GameStop, I guess. It was called something else before GameStop, but yeah, they got like the Warcraft 2 Tight Snow White expansion pack first, because the other one was sold out or something. I still just got the expansion pack, even though I couldn't like play it without original. What you got, the first game. I didn't care, I just wanted it.
1,000 thanks, adventurer. You warm an old man's heart with your with your kindness. Here you are, friend. Take this as a token of my gratitude. I live so far from the protection of town, it's a wonder the ghouls and the walking dead haven't eaten me. In fact, just yesterday, a pack of bone chewers was pounding on the walls of my house. I want to make an effigy.
Maybe I should download that as well. Again, Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War Anniversary Edition or something. I don't think that game had co-op, it was only PvP. Inventory full. Wait, I can send that one to my mage. Or is it stupid to sell those items, maybe? That's pretty cool. At least you can have guilds members that is playing Horde. Well, it also doesn't seem like Turtle devs are gonna do something to cooperate with Octo, unless it's hidden, since they have announced they're gonna make their own thing. But how many years is that gonna take? That will be interesting. But they do sure have a lot of good talent, I would say. Or talented people. Wait, am I finished with the mission? Yeah, I am. Oh crap, I need to refuel my rested XP, I see. And I read that the Warcraft 3 Reforged, the team that released the Chronicles of the Second War, they are soon releasing the Alliance campaign.
Ah, thanks. These will do just the trick. A few weeks ago, I was picking herbs far from my house, and a band of ogres attacked me. I ran, and I was forced to leave behind a crate of precious tools and herbs. After they chased me off, the ogres swaggered back to the ogre mound in southern Duskwood. I'm sure my crate is somewhere near the mound. Please, adventurer, retrieve this crate for me, for I miss it sorely.
What? Southern Duskwood? Okay, let's do that. Tin. Okay, I'm gonna listen to a podcast instead, so... Let's see, the Valentine Heresy, a Warhammer 40,000 RPG, blah blah blah. Podcasts prefer. Okay, what game rules are they doing? Because it seems so bad compared to the other one. Because they have like colored dice. You can listen, you can understand. Okay, where can I choose?
Welcome back to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. I am Inquisitor Caveat Ventus, keeper of the Inquisition's Black Library, and this is my report on the Valentine Heresy, an actual play podcast set in the Genesis adaptation of Warhammer 40,000's Dark Heresy RPG. This report features Game Master Tom McGee, Ryan LaPlante as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine, Laura Elizabeth as Lyric, and Tyler Hewitt as Octo. My report shows that the Inquisitorial band left the Nashers behind and made their way into the Astral Line. Lyric found herself sharing the Inquisitor's visions. Valentine was forced to defend the shuttle with a snack cart, and Alto flew the group away from the Doom planet just in time. What will happen now that they no longer face imminent danger? Find out next in this episode of the Valentine Heresy.
A conversation recorded by a passing servo skull near the Imperium Records Room in a small, lesser-known bureaucratic place on Terra. Oh yeah, so we gotta update the maps to not include Galen's Glory. In Vermeer, right? You know that one? Oh, fine. Wait, what? That thing's still around? Well, shit. I thought it got destroyed like the other ones. No, it was still around, but now we got to erase it and pretend it wasn't ever there. Oh, yeah, all right. Well, I guess it'll just join the other colonies in the list of great disasters by idiotic, hubristic architects. And then they laughed and walked down the hall. Needless to say, the hubristic architect was not too pleased to receive this report. Meanwhile, you have broken the atmosphere and have left Vermeer behind. And I would like to say that your trip was a smooth one and that there were no problems. But this is a grim future where there is only war. Exiting the planet, Valentine, you can see that there are a number of screens that are showing, those like maps that you get on an airplane that show you kind of how far your plane has gone to its destination that are just completely fucking useless, but also you can't look away. There's a bunch of those, which incidentally...
The thing I panic watch because I'm bad at flying?
Yeah, those things. So they're showing that the astral line is basically you're just in line to another planet. And the destination seems to be a place called Galen's Dream. It seems to be another one of these dome emplacements. Now, you have never heard of any of these. But that doesn't surprise you entirely because the galaxy is a tremendously vast place. Also, you were not destined for this system. Because I accidentally said it 2 episodes ago, it will be true. This is the Vermeer system that was Vermeer Prime. The other planets are named other things, but you didn't intend to stop in Vermeer, so unfortunately, you didn't have a savant or anyone else give you...
Yeah, I wasn't briefed on this.
Yeah. Also, the mission you were on, like, you weren't an Inquisitor when you left. You're an Inquisitor on the way back. But nevertheless, this whole sector is completely foreign to you. But at the very least, you have a destination, and hopefully that planet has a bit more going on than just a hive world, and you can find some way to get back. That said, the reason that you're so unprepared for all of this is because of whatever this warp anomaly was. You can remember being aboard the Fist of Gilead. You can remember kind of up until there was a flash of light, a screaming, rending sound of metal, and then you were in the throne room. So you've now, I think, pieced together enough that there was some kind of warp incident. You have no memory of what it was, but looking out the window now, you can 100% see what it was, because there is essentially a scar across the black vastness of space. It's small by celestial standards, but it crackles with purple energy, and you can see it slowly starting to seal back up. Just as you watch it, the edges are slowly kind of creeping inward. But based on what you know of the Great Rift and of kind of the particularly heightened concern about chaos incursion and warp incursion, it would seem that your transport likely encountered this small tear, this miniature rift, and was kind of jettisoned out of the warp in a less than pleasant way. As you know, this is a risk of any ship that uses the warp, but most technology will let you get around it. Unfortunately, in this case, it did not. So this is something that is highly concerning to you, because if this thing is still open right now, both the ship that has arrived to destroy Galen's glory and the Emperor's... is it Emperor's Dream? Emperor's Hope.
Emperor's Hope.
Emperor's Hope. Are both under threat of this chaos rift, and as much as you trust Alto to fly it, you don't necessarily trust him to understand just how fucking dangerous a warp rift is. What do you do?
I imagine when we got into space, we're not shaking so hard. Because
the shaking is stopped. There's a moment of weightlessness, and then the artificial gravity kicked in. So you can now, whereas it was a vertical tube, it is now really the easiest way to think of this is as a large passenger airliner. Remember those? We used to be able to fly.
Yeah, basically, I'd go up to the cockpit with Eugene and be like, "Hello, friends. Quick conversation. So that thing right there, you may have heard of the Eye of Terror, and I think we could consider this the paper cut of terror. At the same time, it's very likely to be able to destroy all of us in tremendously dangerous and deadly fashion. Is there any way we could alter our route to perhaps go as far as, I believe you say, fucking possible from that thing over there?"
I don't see why not. That seems like a good idea.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. The reason we call this here voyage the Astral Line is that, we kind of fly by wire, as it were. So our friend here, Alto the Kid, is keeping us pretty much on track, and that is a necessary function. But unfortunately, we are kind of pre-programmed for a set arc. I agree. We do seem, as you put it, fucked. So, Alto, if there is some way your map boy skills could replot a course that doesn't take us into this here paper cut of terror, I would greatly appreciate that. I may just be a weird spaceship guy, but we always, back in the Guard, we always heard about the Eye of Terror, and that is no laughing matter, nor would it seem is this here paper cut.
So Alto will look up and say, Inquisitor Valentine, you got a specific destination other than the fuck out of here? Maybe we can plug in and figure out how to get to?
I would say the closest planet that has a spaceport, because then I can get us a ship that'll get us out of this system.
I
All right, just, Acri, is that your name? I think I overheard it. My skull was picking up the occasional word.
Oh, that would be Eugene, right? Seems
Yes,
like a
Eugene.
great little skull.
Well, we grew up together, him and I. So, here's the deal. Could you give us an astrogation chart of the system? I feel like between this young man's knowledge of mathematics and flight and my knowledge of the forbidden elements of the warp, we could perhaps come up with a way to get through this safely.
Cool. So he uploads a chart of the system. For just the ease of our own brains, I'm going to describe this in a geographic pattern, geometric pattern that we can all kind of wrap our heads around. This is not to suggest that this is how the system is organized, just that there's no cleaner way to talk about it. So I'd like to think about this system as a pentagon. The sun is at the center of the pentagon. For the ease of our purposes, we're going to, and you might need to write this down with me. So if you draw a pentagon kind of with the point facing north,
Yep.
we're going to call that 1. If you follow to the right, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 is Vermeer Prime, which you just left.
Okay.
You are currently en route to number 2, which is a planet called Esys. ESYS. To alter course in a way that wouldn't run the risk of running out of fuel or anything else, you can probably reroute. So Esys is 2. You could probably reroute to 3. Or sorry, to 5 rather. Jesus, I'm so sorry. This is such a confusing system. You could reroute to 5 or 3. 4,
So
you
we
would
can
have
go
to
to
cross
Esys,
directly through the sun.
Or what's the name of 5?
So Esys is 2. That's where you're currently headed. 5 is Tren. 3 is the... I'll explain what the issues are in a second. 3 is not. So basically, the challenge you have is this. The Astral Line isn't a fully functioning spacecraft. It's not built to be able to navigate tremendously well. You can't go explore space in it. It's really meant almost to be a missile that's launched from one location to another. So there were, back in Acri's kind of activation days, records of a spaceport on Tren, which is number 5. However, that will require drastically altering your velocity and direction, which might actually tear the ship apart. You are currently headed for Esys. That will take you perilously close to the paper cut of terror. Or you could aim for Not, which, being number 3 on the Pentagon, is actually roughly the same trajectory as 2, just altered by a few degrees. From there, this ship basically has enough fuel for one trip. So from there, you can catch a separate ride to Tren. But basically, I guess the question before you is, do you want to take the riskiest possible route to try and alter course and make it to Tren? Or do you want to go to Not first? Or do you just want to risk the paper cut, go to Esys, and then fly from Esys to Tren? That's a lot of words I made up in a very fast amount of time that now have tremendous import to the story. So up to you!
Tom, looking at this map, how long would it take us to get to Tren versus to go to Not and then to Tren?
It would likely. I think
I only say this because the Inquisitor's math would be high risk bad, but I only have a year.
Yeah. The system isn't huge, so we're kind of talking like probably a week to not, a week to Tren, 2 weeks to not.
So
And then 2 weeks to not, and then a week from not to Tren. So 3 weeks ultimately round trip to get to Tren safely, or risk breaking the ship in half, get there in a week.
I'm going to need to call a team meeting. If everyone could join me, just let's go to the area where realistically Lyric already is, for Lyric has a broken leg and doesn't need to be wandering around in space. Do we have artificial gravity, Tom, or are we floating?
Yep, there's artificial gravity, 100%.
Well, good. Then we'll just float out to you.
And Laura, can you go ahead and roll me? Let's say a willpower and discipline. Difficulty of 4.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I can do that.
You have 2 story points available to you.
Let's just see what happens.
Story points. That sounds so weird. Like,
Two
if I guess it's
successes and 2
something you can
Okay.
use a story point to
so I'm gonna say
negate
you
any
managed
bad
to,
rolls.
Bind up your leg into an improvised brace.
Succeed or
while,
something?
Valentine has been up in the cockpit. You found a first aid kit. It's actually fancier than you're used to, which is a weird. This isn't like a John McClane, like, I gotta make do with what I got. Your whole life has been make do with what you got, so it's actually kind of, I think, almost uncomfortable to have nice Band-Aids. Like,
Oh, you mean like I don't have to like tear up a piece of clothing and like sterilize it and wrap it around something?
yeah, it actually kind of feels like tremendously wasteful.
Yeah.
To have fabric that only exists for bandage purposes. But it means that you're able to put together not a great, but like a manageable brace. So you're able to.
Was the bullet a through and through?
Yeah. It
Oh,
dinged,
that's nice.
It dinged the bone, but
It's not stuck in it.
No, it's more it just hurts like a bitch.
Yeah, okay.
So you managed to stuff it back up and kind of create an improvised brace. That said, because you rolled some threat, I'm going to say that you did manage to, like, you beat the difficulty level, so you managed to, like, get it. You've got a brace in your leg. It's still a stiff leg, so you're still kind of limping. That said, because of the threat, I'm going to say that there is a chance.
Yeah,
of
did
break
she
if you try to do anything
forget?
strenuous.
She invited me to the group to kill
Yeah. Because there's
that skeleton guy.
If you broke your leg on an airplane, they wouldn't be like, "Oh, well, come on in. Here's an air brace." Cool. So yeah, the two of you make your way into kind of the cabin to find Lyric up and about, and I think doing that thing that I know I always do when I fuck up my knee, which is like aggressively walk around a room a few times to prove that my knee brace is working.
You mean like what Laura does?
I was gonna say aggressively float around a cabin with no anti-grav.
Sorry.
Or was
There is gravity.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. I misspoke. There's. I don't. It's largely just because I played the game for a long time. I have a hard time thinking about anti-gravity in the 40k universe because the models have bases and they always have flock on them. So that means the ground. I am well aware there is anti-gravity, but for now, I think, again, it's now that you're up in the air.
They're grav. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, friends. If everyone could just... Well, we don't have a snack cart to use as a table because sometimes the Emperor provides. But why don't we all just take a seat? I feel like we need to have a conversation. So...
I stay standing.
Yeah.
I'm still leaning on the what is
rifle?
it, Laslock? Yeah.
Alto will just say, "Hey, Lyric, you okay?"
I mean, until I can get this looked at, I'm as okay as I'm gonna be. Yeah.
All right. You don't want to sit down?
No, I'll stand for this.
Oh, fine.
You
Also,
can sit down, to be clear.
Alto is sitting for sure.
I
Alto's
feel
like put his feet up.
I also feel like weirdly, Alto, for the first time in your life, you're able to do a gym take to someone, and I think you managed, like, as she says that, you just by chance catch Valentine's eye, and suddenly, like, again, for pretty much the first time in your entire life, maybe when Kel was still around, but even then, I feel like Kel was probably, I feel like, took care of you, but was like closer with Lyric. Because they were in the same complicated profession. That, yeah, you just catch Valentine's eye and you both have like a, okay. And it's actually really nice. You've never had someone to gym take to before.
Yeah.
And I just give him a nod, just knowingly. And then I'll take my cap off and say, so, for the sake of the beginning of this conversation, I'm going to remove my cap symbolically, but also remove the thought of me as an inquisitor and let's speak as people. What do you both think of the Emperor and of humanity?
Oh, she went offline.
To be clear, no recriminations. I'm aware this feels like a thing where I might shoot you if you say the wrong thing. Not the deal. I actually need the truth right now.
What do you think people think of the Emperor out here?
I asked you the question because I don't actually care about what people think of the Emperor. I care very much about what you think of the Emperor.
Well, like a lot of people out here, we don't really think of the Emperor at all.
So you don't go to the legally mandated church services. You are in the, shall we say, underhive.
Well, I mean, that stuff can only be reinforced, or rather enforced, so many layers down into the hive until they don't really want folk going to those churches.
I'll also say,
we're more focused on like surviving.
yeah, I'll say, and
Where would you
Valentine,
like to
you wouldn't
fly
know
to?
this, but for the two of you, as hopefully my little prologues have started to reveal, Galen's Glory was written off as a failed experiment. So, well, it's perfectly reasonable for Valentine to assume that under the aegis of the Imperium, you would of course go to this. I think for you guys, it's kind of like maybe upstairs, but like realistically, top of the hive, yes. Much below, and that's only because they keep doing it. But this was definitely like we lost contact with that colony a while ago. We're pretty sure it's done.
Yeah, in a Necromunda sense, in the Underhive, I think there are just cult gangs that like murder everyone saying they're all evil, and that's about it.
And admittedly, a lot of systems view the Emperor, like view the Sun as the Emperor, like who knows? But I think, yeah, for the two of you, no. I would argue that based on what we've said about Galen's Glory, the Emperor feels kind of like all those posters. Like an abstract thing that meant a lot to people who came before you, but means very, very little to the two of you.
Yeah, I think Alto will kind of summarize like all of that up into just asking like, is the Emperor a person?
The Emperor is a god and a person. A living divine powered by the Golden Throne. Imagine...
So should we be worshiping the Golden Throne if he's just powered by it?
No, the Golden Throne, it would be like saying you're ruled by the iron lung that keeps your governor alive rather than your governor who makes everything happen in a theoretically functional world, different situations, etc. How do you all feel about humanity in general?
I'm sorry, why are you asking? This just seems so irrelevant right now.
Yes. The explanation afterwards is going to be heavily based on your answer. So,
Also,
if you could just give me this one as, let's say, a gimme, and then I'll answer questions, and then I will answer questions in great depth. But,
Brian, the one piece I also want
Wait,
to give
what?
you,
They moved the tent?
I don't think I was tremendously clear on, is you are aware that she had a vision. You don't know what she saw, but you don't have psyker powers. Is that correct, or do you?
oh God, no, nothing.
Yeah.
He read a ton about them. He has a ton of forbidden knowledge about them, but he is...
So I think what basically happened was you've been conditioned to resist psychers, which means that you've been in contact with like inquisitorial, like sanctioned psychers who have done like mind invasions and shit on you. So you felt that same shock. And obviously you're aware that there are unidentified psychers and untrained psychers throughout the galaxy. Normally they're hunted down or sacrificed, but like whatever. But for you, you were aware that obviously Lyric has some untapped power she doesn't know about. But also, I think just as you continue to kind of build your defense.
Oh, that's
against
cool.
your,
You can
like,
actually
walls of
see
just
how
be
many
aware
tents
that,
you are affected
you
by.
know that she saw something. You don't know what, but that's just something you know.
Yeah,
Carry
she hasn't
on with
brought
your
it up.
feud.
She hasn't brought it up yet, so I'm working around.
I
to
fully
it.
understand.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that Ryan, the player, knew that that was something Valentine.
Which I wasn't sure that he knew she was there. Got it.
But it wasn't. I do want to be very, very clear, though, that you didn't look up and see her. You weren't sharing a vision, because that says something completely different that I don't want to say. You both saw something.
It's like knowing you're both in the dream in Inception, but you don't actually see each other. Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
Vaguely,
kind of. Yeah, basically, yes. It's two of you are playing multiplayer No Man's Sky. You're told you're in the same universe, but you can never meet.
That is a really good metaphor. Thank you. Okay. So what are your opinions on humanity?
I'm a human. I assume you're a human. My brother's a human. Everyone I've ever known is a human, except for those fucking leech people. And then whatever, like, fucked chaos people we saw back there. So, I don't know, fucking thumbs up.
And you, Alto?
I mean,
The
you're
fuck
asking
is that?
questions. You're asking for answers that, like, I don't think we've ever really thought about. I mean, yeah, there's people like Lyric and Old Kel, but there's also people like the Nasher gang. So, I don't know, mixed bag, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, that's actually a pretty honest answer and kind of what I was hoping for. So, here is the challenge. I am an inquisitor. I don't know what you know about the Inquisition, but what it means is I speak with the voice of the Emperor, and it is my job to protect the Imperium from threats. Xenos, Malleus, and Hereticus. Alien, heretic, and tainted by the warp. The ultimate goal is just to make sure that humanity doesn't die a terrible death. All of us, torn apart, sacrificed to gods, eaten by aliens, etc. The key to that is keeping the Emperor alive. As you said, the throne is necessary, and we do terrible things to keep the throne functioning. The Emperor is going to die in a year. I've had visions as such.
Yeah, I know you
it-
put that fucking shit in my head.
I love that you think I put it in there, but here's an awkward truth. Someone has a little bit of a psycho power they weren't entirely aware of.
You're an inquisitor. How the fuck could you not be aware of your own fucking power?
No, you don't understand. I'm not a psycho. I wish. It's totally permitted in my profession. It would be terribly useful. I read a great deal. Side note, I'll get you some books of Ravenous Spheres of Longing. Will teach you so much about who you are at your core. But you are in fact a latent psycho. It's stunning they didn't find you. I'm willing to bet once I get into my data slate, the black ships have not been through this system, perhaps ever. So congratulations. That church that you didn't attend would have had a real problem with you, so this is going to simplify things.
So, what you're saying is we're both psychers.
No, not you, I don't think. Possibly.
No, well, she's my sister. It must be like a family thing, right?
Well, there are big questions about genetics. However, I expect a mind...
I'm
Yes?
sorry. How have I gone fucking 30 years without knowing I'm a psyker? This is ridiculous.
Alto, it's a classic thing that happens with kids kind of dealing with difficult situations. You remember Kel telling you a long, long time ago that even though Lyric's job is to keep you safe, and that's what she'll do, you have to keep her safe. So if anyone comes around asking about powers, you just laugh and you get them away from Lyric in any way you can. And it was a game to you when you were little. This wasn't something you really understood. And you only did it once, and it was with a local fanatical priest who just kept saying some weird word that didn't make a lot of sense to you. It was like Slaanesh or something. It didn't really make a whole ton of sense. But anyway, he got torn apart by the mob a few days later, so it didn't ultimately matter. But on that day, you made a big ruckus, and you kind of like ran off and distracted this guy. You only had to do it the once, and you thought it was a game. Now that Inquisitor Valentine is laying this out, some of the things that Kel said to you and actually to Lyric are starting to come into focus. And you get the sense that Kel kind of knew exactly what to say and what to do to keep Lyric from ever realizing she had this ability. You remember watching her train and how much Kel just drove physical training into Lyric. It was a lot of like, like go with the fast bag, do it again, do it again, do it again. Like, okay, now like work the body bag, do it again, so on and so forth. And I think from the outside, and Lyric, for you, of course, this is all nonsense, but yeah. I think Alto is being on the outside of this and observing it. You suddenly realize that part of the reason that Kel drove Lyric so hard physically was so that she would never stop to actually consider this. And this is actually making a lot of sense to you. Also, you're probably a psyker too. Because
for sure.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, great.
Okay.
It is also up to you whether you bring this up or not. This could just be a thing, you know?
I think that just manifests as like, what do psychers do?
Well, it depends on the psychers. There are several disciplines. Again, I've only read, but honestly, the strongest thing that suggests that you're a psyker is, I mean, you would have thought of it in this term, but you're alive. And I don't know if you realize, but as a 30-year-old human who lived in an underhive, you've never joined a gang, I'm willing to estimate. Your equipment was, frankly, garbage. And you are still alive. And the sheer amount of your capability and the luck you have shown is incredible. You stood up to a gang and then ambushed them successfully, even though they knew you were coming, and then your injuries are relatively minimal. You've probably done this your whole life. Your brother here has a mind impulse unit. I cannot describe how illegal and impressive this is. One of the reasons I made sure to save you from the wreck is you two shouldn't exist unless there was something looking out for you that you're not aware of, the very nature of being a latent psyker. If you'd known what you were doing, you would have either turned yourself into a demon or exploded. Those are your options. Or someone would have shot you or enslaved you and then fed you to the emperor. We're not going to go there. Right now, the emperor is going to die in a year. I've shared a vision. I'm aware that you have seen this vision, Lyric, which is unpleasant. Side note, don't touch me. But that's what happened. Now, there is a slight chance that this vision is untrue. Because the warp, basically, I don't need to go into a lot there. However, we've shared this vision, which means it's not created just by my mind. We survived a place we should not have survived. I have found people that should not exist, and we are here with our skill sets now. My job is to make sure the Emperor doesn't die. Because if the Emperor dies, humanity dies with him. This is an awkward truth. At the center of the entire empire, the Imperium, is the Astronomicon. Essentially, imagine we all travel through the warp because it lets us go faster than in space. It breaks all the rules. But that's sort of just like going into an ocean with no stars. You just dive in, get eaten by demons, or fall out wherever you are. Years later, hundreds of years later, probably dead, random. You need a North Star, and in the warp, there is one star, and that's it. And that is the Astronomicon. It is fed by 1,000 psychers who all sing into it, but at the core of it is the active work of the Emperor. The Emperor is the most powerful psyker in human history. If he dies, the Astronomicon goes out, and every single human planet will lose contact with every single other human planet. And the only thing keeping the Imperium alive is the fact that we have a very large navy and a very large army and space marines, and they shoot everyone. It's delightful. Praise the Emperor. Thanks for that. But if the Astronomicon goes out, we have no navy, we have no ability to defend ourselves, and the Xenos and Chaos will overrun us instantly because there will be no defense. So all of the people you hate will die horrible deaths. Seems like a nice time. But all of the people you like, including you, will have your souls torn from your body and fed to beasts.
So every planet will turn out like Galen's Glory?
And that would be the best case scenario. Which is why we need to keep the Emperor on his throne.
8 minutes left.
I know there are 10 figures who will be stripping him from his throne from this vision. I imagine, Lyric, you saw the same thing. Here is an awkward fact, though. Bonus, you're not religious. That's wonderful. That is wonderful, because I've seen several of these people, and they seem to be significantly important. If you were religious, and then performing a collection of heresies and blasphemy and murdering more. However, you don't believe in that religion. Again, good. You can be a functional necessity, and we can do things that religious people would find terrible, and I will find mildly abhorrent, and you will find a functional necessity. The Emperor gave me atheists to murder people that true loyalists would not let us murder to save humanity. What a gift. Again, thank you. Great job. We have a year. Right now, if we take a safe path, we take 2 weeks to get to a planet and a week to get to another planet. During that point, we have no intelligence, no information. We lose 1/12 of our time to hunt, and the Emperor is closer to death. I would have loved to avoid this conversation. You know, that would have been really funny if you'd let me do that, Emperor. But you know what? What a fun challenge to not allow it. Because I need you to do the math so we can do an incredibly dangerous journey that only takes a week. I can't do that math on my own, which is why we needed to have this whole conversation, and I've told you several secrets that literally only I can pardon you from having heard.
Okay,
So,
let me get this straight.
thoughts?
We're some kind of suicide squad?
Our thrones are worth nothing, correct?
There is a value in many things. We can probably convert it for systems where thrones aren't accurate. They're used throughout certain parts of the sector and other parts no. Here's the interesting thing about having an Inquisitor. Money's less important than you think.
I'll also say, Valentine, what you know is that thrones has kind of come to mean whatever currency everyone thinks their currency are thrones. It's kind of the way that dollars has become a lot of nations that just kind of print their own money.
Dollar, the Canadian dollar.
Well, I'm also thinking like some of the smaller African nations that are just like someone has just taken over, like, it's dollars. And it's just like, this is the currency that everyone knows. So, like, sure, it's $28 billion on this one coin, but it's dollars. So I feel like thrones, also just as a game mechanic, we're going to say that everything is called thrones, understanding that system by system that's different, let alone what the actual Imperium would accept.
Right.
Yeah.
So it says they are worth something. It depends on where we go. There are worlds where people mainly barter. There it will be worth considerably less, and we should have, I don't know, brought a pig or something. But generally speaking, yes, they have value.
Okay. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that you're right, and if the Emperor dies, everything goes to shit. Let's talk terms, because I'm not helping you without getting substantially, what's the word I'm looking for?
Rewarded?
Aid?
Rewarded, not so much compensated, let's
Not
say.
given to the black ships?
Yeah, well, that's a given.
Also, I will point out, both as a player and as a character, you've never heard of the Black Ships. You have no idea what the fuck that means. This is not a thing that has ever existed on Galen's Glory.
Yeah. You don't give me up as a fucking psyker or whatever you think I am. And,
Given you're useful, I agree.
and we get paid bi-weekly.
How much would you like to be paid? Let's have this conversation.
5,000 thrones every 2 weeks in the most valuable currency there is.
Well, see, here's an interesting thing. I'd like to jump ahead to the end of this. 5,000 thrones every 2 weeks seems very reasonable. However, thrones will have no value if the emperor dies. But if the emperor lives, and you don't betray me, I think we could do perhaps more than you think. I will give you 500,000 thrones a year and a day from today. The Emperor is safe. The Imperium lives. I have all the power of the Inquisition, which, as you've seen, this astral line is the least. I can make the Nashers kneel down while we're shooting them by mentioning the name of my organization.
All right, and what assurances do I have from you?
I don't want the Emperor to die, and the assurance is you saw the vision that was inside my chugging head.
Yeah, but I want to get paid. I need assurances on getting paid.
She's saying she knows that you need us. She wants her own assurances that a year and a day from now, after the Emperor's been saved, what's to stop you from sending us to the Black whatevers or, both of us, because we're obviously both psychers.
Oh, my brother's so smart.
He's not a psycho, but he appears to be intelligent. Here's the problem. If I give you an assurance or the money now, you can leave or kill me and take the bearer bond and try to cash it after the Imperium's dead, which would be incredibly stupid, but very possible. You need me to be alive for this to matter, because otherwise we could get into a hairy situation and you could abandon me, and that would be unfortunate.
All right. So you're an Inquisitor. You've probably done some bad shit that maybe the Emperor wouldn't be too proud of or happy with.
Actually, up to this point, I think he'd give me a fair thumbs up. Otherwise, I'd be very dead.
I just need something. I need something to hold over you.
What would you like? What do you think you can blackmail a member of the Inquisition with?
I'm not blackmailing you. I'm trying to make a fair fucking deal. We give you,
okay, all right. I'm going to just GM step in here so we don't have a weird barter situation, because as much as I enjoy a good flea market, I don't know that we necessarily need it all on air.
We need it on air.
Now the carrot.
Welcome to Bargain's Corner. I'm your
Agreement
GM.
is not binding if it's not on the podcast.
McGee.
Recorded in full.
Here we have a very fine lamp that could be valuable or not. It doesn't really matter. People are going to argue about it. What I'm going to propose is, what if you code Eugene to them? So if you fucked them over, everything you have ever said or done in the presence of Eugene's Vox recorder goes to them. So basically, you're pledging a black box. Because also, realistically, as far as you're concerned, Valentine, either this works or the entire universe dies.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll take this deal. I just had to have a second to think about it as Valentine. And the reason why I will share this not with the characters.
No, you can, I think, save it if it's a cool reveal that can happen later. We already have a bunch of cool metagame stuff going on.
All right, great.
You dropped a very tantalizing line earlier that I, Tom McGee, am interested to hear more about, but that can probably come out more dramatically later. But I think we can safely say that because again, if it isn't something you tell them, you don't. So you take a good hard look at Eugene, and you consider the history
What
that you
did
shared,
it stop?
and you consider what the only thing of value you could give them that isn't something that you actually couldn't function without, like the imperial, like the you could give them your like inquisitional sigil, but like that would kind of kneecap you for the rest of the adventure. So, what can you give them that you actually care about?
Great, I can wire Eugene over so that if I ever make... So if I betray you, you can play the recordings. Of anything from this moment forward, honestly, before this conversation wouldn't serve much use for you, and I feel like we'd just be cluttering up a lot of his space. But you'll have proof of my heresy, you'll have proof of the acts that we've undertaken, and you could go and sell me out completely.
Is this server crashing or what's going on?
All right, but you better commit some fucking heresy along the way. And I like spit in my palm and put my hand out for a handshake.
Am I supposed to do something in return? Is this... I'm sorry, I just don't know what this is.
Shake my
I'll-
fucking hand.
Alto's like, yeah, like this. He spits in his hand and puts it out towards you as well.
Then I spit in both palms and shake their hands separately.
Yeah.
I'm like, all
All
right,
right.
so we have an inquisitorial band. I'm not going to use the term cabal. That's generally used for villains. So we'll stick with band.
I would love for that to be all that happens when you shake hands. It is not. So you say that, you reach out, and as you clasp hands, and I think, Valentine, just before you do this, you realize that this is probably what's going to happen, but also the concept of atheists is so hypothetical to you from where you're from and from your upbringing and from like closer into the actual Imperium, that also you kind of just need this for her. And so as you clasp her hand, this time it's her more than you, but you watch her eyes roll back inside her head. And Alto, I have a potentially dumb question for you. Do you react as though, like, you know how sometimes people are like, oh no, but also me. Do you think Alto would fake a reaction, or would he just wait expectantly for the psycho reaction to occur?
If he notices Lyric like kind of going somewhere else or anything like that, I think it's just immediate concern.
Right. Okay. Good.
Yeah. And all pretenses fall, and it's like, oh my God, something's happening to my sister.
So you rush over to her. Valentine, you drop to a knee, but I think at this point now,
I knew it was going to happen. Yeah.
It's starting to get real mitigatable. It's still bad, but it's like a small migraine, not a proper migraine, but like fuck. All right, if I can just get some extra strength Advil, I'll be not out of commission. Whereas for you, Lyric, like you have no training in this. This is completely fucking insane. So as you fall back into the vision yet again, you see the woman, but this time it's harder to see her. Your eyes are focused on someone else. But again, you just see her, and it's so strange because you don't know why Cora would do. You've never seen her make this gesture, and granted, it was a long time ago. But again, she just seems to be really concerned with this corner of her forehead and seemingly massaging it like she's got a headache. And then you almost see a corner of it peel down, and you see red beneath it.
I'm now going to Paladin Trainer to try and respec so I can get my
and he is looking
talent points
at
back since it's a bug. So currently now
goblet of some sort,
one of my points is here,
not a goblet,
and I don't have
it's a
anything
partially
else in
caved in skull.
protection. So
And he just smiles at everyone. He's like, well, I did my part, and I'm very excited to finally taste the rainbow, as it were. Here's to the finest decanted vintage one could possibly encounter. Ha! For the Emperor. Am I right? And he looks directly into the skull, and then he drinks from it, and laughs. And it's when he pulls away and laughs that you recognize this man. And it's again from old ads, but he seems to be wearing an outfit that you recognize from ads. His face is different. But you definitely recognize a label. Actually, you recognize the outfit from a label that you have shared with Kel and with any number of people, Taz and a bunch of other people back in the Glory Hole. It is from a liquor brand, a very strong liquor brand called Vicodin.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's weird is this guy's dressed the same fucking way as the mascot on the logo of that beverage.
Of all they had previously learned, so that I might teach them anew.
And as he finishes
the service I offer becomes increasingly difficult
Emperor's
to perform
skull,
each time it is done. It is
he
for that
tosses it
reason
over his
that
shoulder
it
and
becomes
goes,
increasingly
"Ugh,
expensive with each retraining.
it's got quite
Do
a
you desire
tang."
that I break you of the talent
And then you wake up.
Lyric, you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fucking fine. Jesus Christ, another fucking vision in my fucking head.
You're
Jesus
the one
Christ,
who demanded
of course,
that we
being
shake hands.
a local term from Galen's Glory. Jesus Christ was a local magistrate who his name is often taken in vain in local circumstance.
Well, I didn't want to take your hand, Lyric. I told you not to touch me, but you made this part of our binding agreement. So what did you see? We need to choose our first target. Between what you have seen and what I have seen, we need to find the person to go after.
I don't know, like a mascot for Vicodin.
What, the Vicodin guy?
Yeah.
May the light protect you this day.
Very funny. Well done, Tyler. Valentine, you suddenly, again, I feel like in a lot of cases, this is what's going to help things click when you're thinking of your visions. You remember seeing a man with a bushy beard and seemingly in like an overly ornate outfit, like, you know, cape slung over, very like Bail Organa from
What
Star
the
Wars.
hell?
Like, full cape flung over the
It's still-
shoulder in kind of a jaunty tunic.
So even though I
but in
respect
profile,
and
however,
don't
when they
choose
say the
this
Viking
shit,
guy,
it still gets chosen.
you're reminded of one of the great rogue traders and one of the great houses. The Vicodin house has been providing liquor to large corners of the Imperium for quite some time. And as you know, keeping the Imperial Guard units in line is often more a case of how much you liquor them up than it is necessarily how much you pay them. And suddenly it all clicks because you remember this man. He is a friend of the Lords of Terra. He is definitely a known quantity. He is the trader Glasscow Vicodin.
All right. Do I know where I can find this guy? Is he like
He's a rogue trader,
guy?
so he is a flying through spacey kind of guy. That said, the Vicodin family distillery is kind of the headquarters. I mean, obviously based on the Scottish name and inspiration, we're kind of think of this kind of as like the Glenfiddich or one of these like major old Scotch distilleries in kind of modern Earth, where it is it's a plant, basically in this case a planet-wide industry. But he's not guaranteed to be there.
Very sad.
But it's a
they'll know how to
fucking
find him.
good
Okay.
place to start.
Speak with Tinkmaster
Cool. So then I
Overspark
know
in
the
Tinkertown
target,
Ironforge.
and I'm like,
he would welcome your help.
excellent. That actually is enough information for me to know who we're going after first. So, Lyric, you can remain here. Rest. Care for your leg. You might want to consider, I don't know, learning to ask for help is sort of a longer-term goal so you don't fall down ladders in future. Alto. It's time for you and I to do some math.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Incredibly dangerous space without breaking this shuttle.
So one thing
This weekend I'm
I
gonna
would
try
ask,
joining
just
a
first to
dungeon
consider
somewhere
before you head back to the
at my level.
the cockpit. Lyric, you've now seen Cora twice,
Yeah.
and she seems to be involved in this vision in some way, shape, or form. Do you think you would tell Alto, or is this a I will bear this burden alone kind of deal?
I don't want to say anything yet because I don't want Valentine to know, because I still don't trust that he won't kill us if he sees us more as a liability, and I don't know what this will mean to him. So
Sorry, to be
I don't want to
clear,
say anything.
I kind of mean this in a Valentine starts making his way back up to the cockpit to fill Acri in on what's up and maybe see if he can find a star chart that'll like figure it out. So you have like a second alone if you want it.
Yeah, I think I don't want to tell Alto just yet.
Cool. Great.
Yeah. I don't want to put him in an uncomfortable situation.
Cool. How do you allay his very, very well-earned concerns? Because obviously, like, there's a difference between I'm a badass and you can fuck off, and oh, my little brother just watched me like collapse into a weird psychic vision. Also, maybe I'm some kind of weird superhero. What the fuck? Do you do anything, or do you just let him go back to the cockpit?
I just say, like, I'm kind of pissed that you didn't tell me about this.
Who?
But, yeah.
What do you mean? I didn't know this would happen.
Well, whatever. You know what? It doesn't fucking matter. It's Kel's fault anyways. Just, like, it's fine. I'm fine. I can handle shit. Just don't fucking worry about it. Just, like, we're sticking together. We don't trust Valentine for a second. And we do what we have to do to survive. All right?
Nothing's changed. Okay.
And out of my bag, I pull out the game that I bought for him. He's like, and I don't know. I really
Find Daphne still well. Okay, let's try and do that.
I didn't. It wasn't in the go bag. You got that for me? I don't have this one.
I mean, I don't think it fucking matters anymore.
No,
like,
no,
no. I mean, like, you're flying a ship. Like, it's kind of better than a simulator.
Give me the game. It might work.
Right.
I'll take the game from her.
Cool. So with that, you kind of like looking at it in the way that someone truly excited about the potential of a game or not read book
for just a few coin,
has you kind of like walk back to the cockpit. Valentine, Acri is quickly kind of running what he's gotten. Again, his stuff is wildly out of date. But he does. There does seem to be a way to plot course from Tren to the system that the Vicodin distillery is in, but it's still up to the two of you, Alto and Valentine, where you want to go and how you want to get there. So, what do you do?
All right. Well, we need to get to Tren. I've studied in theory, but I have studied warp rifts and their effect in the material universe, so perhaps I can predict some of the patterns that this rift will take. However, we really want to get around it, and more of the math is going to come down to, can you prevent this shuttle from destroying itself when we change direction and velocity? And that is beyond me.
Sure, no, definitely. Me and Acri, we become fast friends. We can handle it.
Would it help you if I went through and, I don't know, scanned different parts of the ship with the Auspex to try to figure out if there were weak points or other things so you could calculate the durability?
I mean, I should be able to run a diagnostic right from here. Give me 2 seconds.
And with that, you plug into the ship, and Acri is like, inside your neural link, not out loud. He's like, hey, listen there, sport. That's right, I'm working my way through all the pet names I have for people I've just met. Sport, I'm a little concerned about this here plan to turn the ship rather abruptly. This vehicle was not built to withstand that kind of centrifugal force, and I really need you to know, champ, that This thing, well, it might just shred apart like wet tissue paper if you try and turn it this quick. I'm not saying you can't try it. Emperor knows I pulled enough dumb stunts back when I was a pilot for the Guard, but just be aware what your friend here is asking is a big risk.
Well, I mean, as I'm learning, he's an Inquisitor, and I don't think we can say no. Besides, I'm kind of excited to see what this thing can do.
Well, listen, kid, if you ever find yourself guilty of some truly horrendous crimes and sentenced to be the sentient brain that helps co-pilot a vessel such as this, well, maybe you'll understand the joy that I feel at you saying those words. Fuck it, let's see what this thing can do. All right, go ahead and roll me a driving check, I guess.
I was going to say, Tom,
Yes,
knowing
sir.
that we're attempting something crazy, I think, Lucius has a lot of faith in the Emperor, but he also believes the Emperor protects those who protect themselves. So I think he would collect enough food for like a week's journey and like a pot, and then get everybody into, the cockpit area and kind of close the door to seal off the rest of the ship.
that
because
sounds
he knows
about right.
That's the most protected.
Great. I'm also, Tyler, for your role, I'm going to give you 1 boost dice from Valentine's preparations.
Okay.
I'll give you a boost dice from Acri. I'm going to say this is a difficulty of 4. I'm going to spend a story point to turn 2 of them red. So this is a truly insane maneuver, but I respect it. That means you have 4 story points available.
Great. We haven't really come across it in our gameplay so far, but I have a talent called Determined Driver. I can spend a story point to heal system strain on a vehicle equal to my ranks in driving. So I was thinking if we basically push the navigation into some truly sort of like lateral thinking, so that it's not driving straight at our destination, but rather like mapping out like a quantum route that doesn't like make sense physically, but if we if you kind of like smack the computer a little bit, it's like, oh no, those calculations work.
Sure. Yeah, the Han Solo
Tokyo drifting with sublight drives.
Yeah.
Vermeer drifting. Yeah, man. The ship doesn't have any strain on it because I haven't actually tracked its stats. But I will say, in the same way we've been talking about using story points in this game, the way we use stress in D&D, 100%. Basically,
I want to offset the physical strain
What's
on the
stress
hull
in
by
D&D?
front loading it on the systems
What
and
the hell? I
then
never heard about that.
like repairing them, kind of like doing damage and repairing as I go through.
100%. Yeah, that makes sense. Basically, it's, I mean, to quote our dear pal Buzz Lightyear, you're falling with style. It's just, I'm gonna fucking jam this thing, and it's not about like, oh, fire the retro rocket to this point. It's like, oh no, like if we hit gravity hard enough, we'll bounce off it and then
we'll
crumble
like
this
slingshot
way.
it. Yeah.
Great. Okay, cool. So in that case, I'll give you a difficulty of 3. 2 of them are still red, but difficulty of 3 and
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And some other like narrative bonuses that aren't related to dice.
Okay. And that goes up as well. Okay, great. 1 success,
Hello,
3 advantage.
adventurer. I'm assuming
Nice.
by
Yeah,
all
man,
that
not
armor
bad.
and weapon of yours.
All right, so
You're either here to try and take my land, or the church finally sent someone to help protect me
make some
while
quick
my Jordan's
calculations.
gone.
Acri kind of helps.
Well, let me introduce
but
myself.
Basically,
I'm Daphne Stillwell.
once you
It's a
determine that the
pleasure.
goal is
Now
not
you're not too. Now they'll be coming
to
again soon.
pilot this vehicle on that trajectory, but just to arrive on the planet in some way, shape, or form, you proceed to execute a series of maneuvers that completely wreck the ship. And by the end of it, sure enough, it's just pretty much the cockpit and a little bit of the neck of the fuselage. As you see the rest of the ship kind of get torn on your third little like random blast. You just see a chunk of hull float past with a fried one-armed corpse hanging from netting. And it almost seems like Sheila is just waving goodbye as you make your final, your sort of like last targeted blast, where essentially you, like, this is all
I
very
think they're like controlled explosions.
Yeah, it's the Martian. We're just doing the Martian. So yeah, as you blow out your final engine to put yourself in the trajectory for entry vector, the cockpit basically begins to tumble through the atmosphere. But you rolled very well. You got a bunch of advantage. So the emergency sort of like thermal chutes are deployed. And sure enough, as Valentine would say, through the will of the Emperor, as you would say, through some cool piloting, and as Lyric would say, through blind fucking luck, what's left of the Emperor's hope begins its slow, controlled descent.
After like the setting off explosions that maybe I didn't explain either. Like I think after really scaring Lyric and Valentine, but the map, the nomical, I can't remember. The astronav shows that we are on course to arrive at Tren, and that all systems in the cockpit are like nominal, like we have life support and everything. After everything stops shaking and all the klaxons stop, I'll just turn to Valentine and like hold out the game and be like, do you think this thing plays games?
It's the will of the Emperor. Plug it in.
Cool.
And then just as the ship begins to breach the atmosphere, you hear Acri say, "Oh, cool! I haven't played this one. This is amazing."
We've done it,
and the two of you enjoy a few rounds of spaceship
I never thought
as
a
the
paladin
actual
could handle
spaceship
so
you
many
just
enemies
piloted
at once. You've
falls
truly shown bravery
onto
in
the
the face
death
of
world
overwhelming odds.
of Tren.
Please return to
This
Duforian and
episode
let
of
him
the
know that I'm
Valentine
safe
Heresy
for now.
features Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter as Inquisitor Lucius Valentine, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter as Alto, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter as Lyric, and our Game Master, Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and the Valentine Heresy's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com, DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is The Hordes by Megan McDuffie, and our ads use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. We have merchandise available at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice. And most importantly, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. Ave Imperator.
Welcome back to the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. I am Inquisitor Caveat Ventus, keeper of the Inquisition's Black Library, and this is my report on the Valentine Heresy, an actual play podcast set in the Genesis adaptation of Warhammer 40,000's Dark Heresy RPG. This report
High Elf, have you not played Warcraft 2 and 3? High Elf is a pure elf, Blood Elf used to be High Elf before they got corrupted.
Lyric discovered she was a latent psyker. Valentine laid out the threat the shared visions pose, and Alto successfully.
And High Elf is an alliance character or class.
Valentine's banned on a death world. Find out next in this episode of the Valentine Heresy.
So yeah.
A verdict delivered in absentia against Administratum Philos Tremaine.
It's basically the same skin as Blood Elf, just on the alliance side.
As has been repeatedly stated by the Imperium, any use of Xenos is
well, there's quite a lot of story, a lore.
Affront to the Emperor and all of humanity, and the fact that Tremaine had the gall to attempt what he did is nothing short of treason.
I just finished doing a paladin
We will
mission,
shoot him in the head.
and now I have to
Since
go
he is
back to
not-
Stormwind.
We trust that you, Adeptus Arbites, will be able to handle this on your own. Please make sure he suffers. Official verdict signed, logged. Bring the skull over here. Yep. Just clomp down here. All right, just bite it. Bite it twice. Okay, good. Officially documented on this day.
And I'm listening to a Warhammer 40,000 podcast.
Years ago, a verdict was passed down on an administratum of a thing that no longer exists on the planet Tren. Galen's Garden, which you can currently see a little bit of from space as you fall burning through the atmosphere with sort of emergency chutes deployed as what's left.
Yeah, you can do that. It's not a bad idea.
Astral line ship begins to drift down towards the now.
But after like the
Oh, so it didn't go that well.
It went as well as what you described, where we blew up
what
the
you
whole ship.
calling
But we're not
this?
dead. I would say net gain.
expansion pack with Arctos, that's like the ending of the
All he had
lore.
to do was Imperium
After that,
drift,
Blizzard just
through a couple
made
graphics
like
that are
their
meant to be
own.
done, and yeah, the ship fell
Yeah.
apart,
Are
but it's
series
okay.
of controlled explosions propelling us faster and further through space.
Exactly. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Excellent.
As long as there is a ship somewhere on this planet, it's good.
That was like the OG story.
So as you begin to kind of drift down, you can see beneath you a what looks to sort of be would have been at one point a lush jungle. Sort of a you can see thick foliage and that sort of thing. But kind of to your surprise, it's now dusted in snow. So you kind of can see bits of canopy here and there, but ultimately a lot of snowbanks, kind of swirling winds. And you can see kind of from your elevated position looking down exactly why Philos Tremaine was sentenced to death. Galen's Garden, another of the domes created by the famed architect, is no more. What you can see is a massive ring where the foundation was built. And this is considerably larger than Galen's Glory. So you can only kind of see part of it. But where your dome lasted until a ship crashed into it, this one seems to be long gone. And in its stead, the vegetation of the
Mal'Ganis
have grown over. The Acri is kind of controlling.
I should
the road
maybe
moving
replay
down.
those
So
games.
it's not like you're plummeting. You're just like once you clear the atmosphere, it's a fast drop, but not an unreasonable one. And he kind of adjusts the vectors for what looks like kind of a thick area of canopy that will hopefully take a bit of the collision. But given how much snow there is, you really feel like you're at this point. There's no like open plains anywhere. It seems to be mostly trees, but also you are in a snowstorm, so it's very difficult to kind of.
Game
gauge
Master
where
is
you
never
should be.
late, nor are they early.
is there anything
They
you wanna do on the way
arrive
down?
precisely when they mean to.
Hold on.
Okay, so there's gonna be a
basically now like just like the front
Game Master event again.
Yeah, really do consider this like well, I mean honestly, like a space shuttle capsule returning to Earth. So it's just the cockpit.
I think
Also, you've just finished playing another round of Digispace, which admittedly feels less exciting now that you've piloted an actual spaceship. But Acri is also really excited about it because he really liked the original version. But like these sick vector graphics are much cooler than the 2D one he played. So like he is all about it. He also seems like he might be just a little bit
Considering-
of insanity, given that
wait, I
his
can just
consciousness
stop
has
the-
been trapped in a dead ship for presumably 2.
Considering TurtleWoW has officially announced that they're going to make their own game or something. This is the unofficial. At least it's running the old TurtleWoW 1.18 version, which has been now tweaked by the new team. Which, as far as I understand, has nothing to do with the old team. But everyone is like anonymous, so even the devs don't know the other devs who they are, because they use like a voice changer and everything when they talk to each other, and the Tor network and stuff like that.
And you are in high spirits, I see. The Stillwell home will be safe for another day, and from your story I see that there was no shortage of danger to be found. Well done. Daphne and Jordan have helped the church greatly, and having you protect their property and their very lives was the least we could do for them.
Okay, it seems I'm going to Ironforge.
Actually, I have no doubt that Jordan himself would like to thank you. And seeing as I need a messenger to send word that his wife is safe, I think you'd be a perfect choice. Jordan was to be a paladin of the light before his dedication to his father's craft took him on another path. He's intimately familiar with our way of life and is considered among our most faithful. He should still be in Ironforge.
And yeah,
outside the gates during the day,
like WoW nerfed the tents, how they work. The Octo team are not going to do that change. God damn, stop talking. Yeah, the OctoWoW is, or Octo team is going to do their own stuff after they have like gotten as much as possible back to 18.1 or 1.18.1 or something. And they last time they had like a fireside chat like in old Ironforge. This. Oh, now it's starting. Okay, now we get to see the game masters in game. I'm going to Ironforge anyway, so. Let's see what they will announce today. Last time I was here, they made the stairs down here. They can actually apparently do stuff like that in real time. Add content.
That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. I can't cast that yet.
There we go. The big guy. Be careful not attacking a horde character, because I will get smacked by the bruisers. Okay, now we're just waiting for the game masters. We have a new map pathing extract system we are trying out on the PTR that will hopefully fix a lot of those pathing issues. One of our devs have been focused primarily on path mapping issues. Okay, so the guild bases are not up and working yet, I guess. Oh, you're instant level 60 on the test server. Nice. Nice. For the game lore, we do want to stick to more vanilla themed lore and interaction. No crazy new Xmog. Okay, so they will allow player transfer from normal to the PvP server when it opens up. Also, they could maybe open up the auction house for a website maybe, so you can check stuff there. That would be cool. We expect a very large sign-up increase within the next week. Think doubling the account limit or more. Our hope is that this is functionality, a lift of sign-ups limit. Yeah, hello Zane. Yeah, it's like a meeting with the GMs. Think doubling the account limit or more. Our hope is that this is functionality, a lift of sign up limit, but want to be certain we do not put ourselves in a situation where we need to have queues to join a game, as we feel that does not respect players' time at all. Scalable loot. No, they have updated to 1.18 now. They're discussing, and they even have a PTR up and running, so you can test the changes before they implement it to the live server, so they don't fuck up. They teleported us here, that everyone that wanted to join. Yeah, it's random. I just played, and then I saw that one of the other GMs said they're gonna start the fireside chat, which is down here in the old Ironforge. Love the idea of retooling some of the vanilla gear to be more useful, but want to be very cautious of throwing off balance. It is inevitable that some gear will be useless compared to others. That is part of what made vanilla vanilla. No, the door is not open, so we have to be like teleported through the door, I believe. Should be adding the arrow vendor to the shop soon. Trademark. we also have some plans for our own content that are developing more. What? Okay, let's go explore Old Iron Forge. Mistina Steel Shield, what? No, this is a normal server. But yeah, he has probably enabled the war mode, the challenge. So that gives you 20% extra XP. That's why I can attack him. But I need to go to bed now, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, crap, I was supposed to go to Ironforge. Guess I'll just take the portal to Ironforge. No! Is it gone? Shit. Well, I guess I have to Hearthstone. Oh, I was looking at the wrong place. Okay, where is the questing? Wait, wasn't I supposed to meet someone in Ironforge? Oh, she's outsider. Yeah.
What can I do for you? Safe travels.
Let me see. Maybe not. Wasn't that around here? North of Stonewind. Yeah, it seems to be here. Yeah, so maybe I should try and go there then. Because I'd never tried that area, I think. That sounds like a fun place. Yeah, just have to go outside of Ironforge to deliver that quest and then find my way to Northwind.
That ability isn't ready yet.
You have to go north from the Stormwind docks. Okay. Never been there, so that's useful to know. From like inside Stormwind and then go north. Yeah, I can try that tomorrow. I'm just gonna deliver this quest and then go back inside the Ironforge and then log out. If they delete gnomes, ally will lose only 2% of its players. A lot of anti-gnome going on.
Good day, adventurer. The light is with you, I trust. What's that? You were sent by Duthorian? My wife, how is she? I knew there was going to be trouble if I left. Please tell me she's... Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad that she's safe. The Defias were a threat long before these attacks, but now the King's advisors cannot deny it. What else did Duthorian have to say? You're the one that was sent to protect my wife? Then I thank you again, adventurer. I couldn't think of a better test of valor than that. I'd like to reward you if you'd be willing to accept some...
The AI changed his voice so much in this. I found another AI voice mod I can try. You just have to delete the one I have now. But I can try that tomorrow. It's, what's the time now? It's 23:40, almost 12 o'clock.
Well met.
Well met. So yeah, it seems like they're not too far away from unlocking a lot of new accounts, since he said something about the server can handle easily 3,000 players. Yeah, no problem. I usually always stream when I'm playing, so...
What's on your mind? What can I do for you?
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Good night, guys. And if you join the Discord and join the sign-up role, you get alerted when they open sign-ups. Usually every day. So yeah, good night.